All right, guys, we're back with another video. We got access to another lake by staying at Roper Lake State Park. So we decided to come check this one out and do the little walking trail here.
Yeah.
But we wanted to go over the 5 tips that we have for planning our weekends and our camping trips. Since we're 9-to-5ers, we have to make sure that we plan this out right, and we try to plan way ahead in the weekends. And by doing that, we make sure that on weekends that we're only driving like 2 to 3 hours away from home, making sure that we make the most of our time. So even though it could be 6 months out, it's worth it to us because we make sure that we have everything that we need. And we're going to go over the other tips with you. But our first tip is definitely making sure that we plan ahead of time, make sure it's only 2 to 3 hours away from home. That way we can leave on a Friday and come back on a Sunday. So we reached the village that's supposed to be up here. There's kind of some remnants in the back, but they have the gates locked and stuff. They're doing some updating. It says on the sign in here from the Bureau of Land Management. So we just wanted to go over our second tip, and that would be we use a ton of apps. We use iOverlander, we use Dirt, we use Harvest Host. Whatever we need to use, we're going to use for that trip. So that's where we figure out if we're going to do a long trip where we can stay at a Harvest Host and it's easier, or if we can do some dispersed camping, or if we can find a KOA. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do that using the apps. And, you know, hopefully that helps you out with figuring out how to get a trip booked or like planned at least. So that way you guys can get out if you have a 9-to-5. So we're back now after our hike.
I know. Nice, easy walk.
It's a nature walk, but it really sucked that, like, the village was closed down. It kind of sucked.
I know. You never know when you go to these things, though.
No.
Yeah.
So they're trying to do some improvements and stuff, but we made breakfast. We just made some little egg sammies. So we made the biscuits a little too overdone.
I know. Our air fryer usually takes forever, and this time it was like, nope, go really quick.
Yep. So.
That's all right.
Yum.
A little crunchy, crispy.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the third tip we have for you guys, if you're working 9-to-5 and you want to go out camping and get away, is if you are going to be dispersed camping, we always make sure we have multiple locations kind of picked out. We try to go with 3 in case we can't get through one with our van, if it's taken, if it's too busy, if we just don't feel safe there, whatever it might be, we can kind of move on to the next in line. That way we're not stuck scrambling at the last minute.
Yeah, it kind of happened to us up in Flag when we went skiing. We tried to get there early one night, and the forest roads had all closed down, which we obviously didn't do the research on. We forgot.
That was our fault.
That was our fault, but we called a Cracker Barrel that was up in the area, and we were able to stay there. A couple of other RVs were there, but definitely make sure that you have backup options, because when you drive so far, like if you drive 3 hours, you want to make sure that you have options where you can go. Worst case is, like, you know, you have to get a hotel. You guys saw in our week-long video, our trip that we did, was that, you know, our van broke and we actually had to go and stay at a hotel one night. I mean, and that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, you gotta have backup options for your backup options, just to make sure you can figure out what you're doing safely.
Cheers.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Me too.
Alright, so tip number 4 for you guys is once you figure out where you're camping, the week you're planning on going, figure out your meals that you want to make, go shopping, get everything prepared, and then you can load it up really easy. Tonight we are making a new pasta recipe. So we will figure out how this goes. I'm excited to see.
So, trying to do the new TikTok recipe, like the spaghetti with the meat, but we're doing ground chicken and instead of ground beef. So we're going to do that with some Rio's marinara, the vodka sauce, and then the Alfredo. You throw spaghetti in it, which you should never break spaghetti, but we're going to break spaghetti again for this. So we're really hoping that this turns out good, because it looks good, so we're going to find out. So we've ground the chicken. We did our onions and garlic. We added the Alfredo with the vodka Ryo sauce. We mix that in. We're going to add some chicken stock in there too. And then some Italian seasoning, and then what we call AP, which is pepper, salt, and garlic. Gonna add that in there too.
It smells really good.
I just got all the pepper up my nose.
Oh, I know.
So this is something that, you know, when you're planning your trips and you're doing things, you want to make sure that you have stuff for you to cook, because it makes the experience all so much better. And we're going home tomorrow, so we'll have either lunch or dinner tomorrow, and that just makes it so much easier. All right, so our sauce is looking absolutely amazing. As an Italian person, which I am not, I am some type of European white person, but I know you should never break your spaghetti, but unfortunately there's just, I could fit it.
The recipe says to break it.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, obviously you want to break it away from you. So pour that in, and then we're going to cook this for 12 to 15 minutes, stirring frequently so it doesn't stick, and then check the doneness of it. That was scary. Kind of just went everywhere.
Okay.
And once we check it and make sure it's done enough, then we will feast. Alright, so we made our pasta. Hopefully it's really good. It smells really good.
It smells amazing.
That was really good.
I would do this again.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we need just a little bit more liquid.
Yeah.
So we'll put the recipe down below.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of 3 cups of chicken broth, you can probably use a whole container. I say 4.
Yeah. 3.5, 4.
Yeah, would probably be the best.
Mm-hmm.
But this is really good.
It's really rich and creamy.
Mm-hmm. That's so good. I'm probably gonna try to eat the whole pot.
We will not be happy if we do that.
I don't care right now. Fifth tip and final tip that what we do is when we're planning these trips, we try to see what we want to do. If it's paddleboarding, if it's hiking, if we want to take the Super 73, like the electric bikes out, if there's activities that we want to do, we try to plan for that. And then like with the week coming up to the trip, what we try to do is make sure the van's kind of packed throughout the week. And then that way, it just makes it easy to get up and go. Or if she gets home from work one night, we can just go.
Yeah.
So it makes it really nice when you know what activities you're going to do, and then that way we can outfit the van the way we need to. And then that way it makes it more efficient and less stressful because you've packed it all through the week.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got everything ready to go. And then you just pack up and go. Oh, you got bit.
I got bit bad, yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Ooh.
I think the fire got me on my leg.
I know. That's one of the things about being by the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great here at the lake, hands down.
It's beautiful.
It's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
I probably one of our favorite so far state parks.
Mm-hmm.
It's down here by Tucson, Roper Lake. And this is Gila 46. It's kind of like a group site.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been able to park the van kind of sideways and kind of give us our own privacy with the lake right behind us.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yep. So that's going to be our 5 tips for how to plan a camping trip when you work 9 to 5 and get the most out of your time. So we will see you guys on the next one.